But the modularity of a PC desktop.
Kill the NRA. What's going on, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this, you look like a fucking producer over there. This is the Current Gaming Podcast. I am joined today by Switch Dadding himself, Drew Scheffler. How's it going, buddy?
It's going all right.
The magnanimous Aaron Weeks. How's it going?
It's good.
What did I write down? Oh, Miss Clippet, Cheyenne Clark.
Okay, yeah.
It's never different, so like, you can work on that.
And Lisa Simpson, David Morgan.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that one?
Absolutely.
We got a good show for you this week. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. Talking about this week. That's what we're going to be doing, fucking Aaron. You know it, right? Yeah, Aaron. Dab. All right. The first story is about Trump, and he says that video game violence is shaping the youth. He said in a meeting with the governor of Florida, or the attorney general of Florida, or something like that, he said, quote, "We have to look at the internet because a lot of bad things are happening to young kids, young minds. Their minds are being formed. We have to do something, and maybe what they're seeing and how we have to do something about maybe what they're seeing and how they're seeing it." And also video game. I sound like I'm rambling, but these are just his words.
These are his words.
And also video games. I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence on video games is... Trump fucking talks like a kid that can't read in like 5th grade. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have to get called out in reading class.
No, it's just it becomes so exacerbated when a normal person is reading his words.
It's fucking frustrating. I've been getting better at reading these stories, setting up the stories.
It's fucked you all up.
And it's fucked me all up.
Now from this.
I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence on video games is really shaping young people's thoughts. And you go one step further, and that's the movies. You see these movies, they're so violent. A kid is able to see the movie if sex isn't involved, but killing is involved. Maybe we need to put in a rating system for that.
Yeah, maybe we should have ratings for movies. And
I know, who would have thought?
No way.
Blaming video game violence isn't anything new for Trump, who after the Sandy Hook shooting tweeted, "Video game violence and glorification must be stopped. It's creating monsters." His comments also echo those made of other Republican politicians, including Governor of Kentucky, who said last week on a talk show that violent video games were responsible for desensitizing people to the value of human life. There's also a familiar scapegoat many years ago. We have people like, what's his name?
Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson and Leland.
Did they mention him in this article?
Leland, whoever the fuck his name is. Leland Yee. They don't mention Jack Thompson, I don't think. Maybe they do.
I guess why would they?
That's because he's from the fucking 90s. This is some fucking 90s politics. But yeah, what do you think about this, Drew? Are video games killing the youth?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah. And the only way to stop it is to take away our video games and put guns in the hands of teachers.
Get rid of them. That's right.
Arm the
teachers. You know what I'm saying? Arm the
More
teachers.
guns, less video games.
Dude, can we talk about... Have you guys seen... All right, so we... This whole thing is going to be about...
But hang on. Let's get one thing clear. You could take our guns and give guns to teachers, but take away their double pumps.
Yeah, no double pumps. No double pumps. That's good. And funny jokes about 17 kids dying.
It's gonna save them.
Of course. The cop that was at the school just stood outside. He's a fucking pussy, dude.
Yes.
Fuck you, dude.
Yes.
You fucking suck.
You could have saved people's lives.
Like, what the fuck? There's shitty cops out there, but you're a real shitty cop. Fuck you.
I think it has more to do with the fact that, like, even... And I saw a statistic today, so, you know... You're wrong on this, even though we don't fucking have that comment section. Like, 48% of police officers... going up against a high-tension shooter scenario, like, fuck up and either don't succeed or just die. So, like, if you're facing it on... I mean, the caliber of the rounds aren't what's important. It's the fact that it's an AR-15 versus, like, a Glock, and a police officer versus a kid who's, like, in a mass of other kids that he has to not shoot. Like, he should have gone in, but, like, even then, the odds that he alone would have, like, done...
I'm not saying he would have, but he's a pussy.
Oh, yes. You're correct.
He's a fucking pussy.
You're correct.
He should go to prison.
It's his only job.
He saved his life over 15 kids.
The quote I would like to come back to, though, from David Morgan is, he one time said, "We should call them not guns, we should call them funds." I like that quote from David Morgan, though. But Aaron, how you feeling about are video games ruining the youth?
I think the one silver lining here in what he said is that he didn't just target video games. He just sweepingly said anything with violence is corrupting our youth.
Mm-hmm. But let's make it clear that he wants to have a military parade, right?
Once I have a military parade, I have the quote. He said he could kill a man on Fifth Avenue and his polls would not go down. So definitely not any problem
He
with that.
actually said that? That's not fake.
That is a very true statement. He
Well,
said.
anything bad said about him is fake news, right?
I didn't want to
technically
believe
that's-
that.
Yeah, it's fake.
Fuck.
It's very true.
But
Well-
you want to run around and tout all of our military power.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I've been listening to Dan Carlin's. I'm going somewhere with this. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. He has an episode right now about the kind of holding up of torture and executions and things that used to happen in like ancient Rome and even up into like the 1800s. People would go and,
Like the
watch,
public
watch
kinda-
executions and like tortures and shit, and people were like fascinated by it. And
very-
that's just like human nature. But
Now we have
Well,
best score.
well, yeah, right. What I'm saying now though is that like just taking that stuff away, like you might like put some of that stuff on the back burner of like the public thought, but like humans just have like a tendency to like kind of weirdly enjoy and find catharsis in that kind of thing, and violence in video games and movies, and it being faked is like fine. And I think that that's just like an outlet for creativity on people who want to express that kind of like if you can't make a war game if nobody's getting killed, right? So like if that's your vision, then just let the artists have
Batman
their...
3 tried. There was a bunch of people that got killed in that movie. And
Yeah,
no blood at all. It's
blood.
very weird.
And Dunkirk, for
Yeah.
that matter. But what I'm trying to say is you can't take the violence out of societal thought just by taking away violent movies and video games. It's just such a non-argument. I honestly believe this is just smokescreen. I honestly believe the only reason he made these comments is to get us talking about this instead of talking about gun control in the NRA.
That's kind of what
And
I was
it's
getting at,
worked.
is It's like,
I mean,
this
I don't think our podcast is really ever going to talk about gun control in the NRA.
No, this is
but,
as
like,
close as we're gonna get, and like that might just me being like he's actually playing 4D chess. He's not. He's an idiot. But like that is what these stupid comments do. They get people distracted. So let us not be distracted, but let us make the point that there have been studies that have shown
like, let us not be distracted.
let us not be distracted
Taking notes over
because
Like
it is
fucking Jesse
easy.
Jackson over here.
Let us have the discussions because they are hard. No, there have been studies that have proven that violent video games and violent movies do not cause latent violent behavior in anyone. It's just ridiculous. This has been debunked in the fucking early 2000s with Jack Thompson and all his bullshit.
Mythbusters.
And Mythbusters.
It's
Did
just
they-
hot.
Adam
It's-
Savage.
Did,
No, it was a
did
joke.
they do it?
No.
I don't know.
No, it's a joke.
Okay, I would have believed it.
That's what they call it at the end. Debunked, isn't it?
Yeah, Mythbusted.
Oh, busted. Yeah, I'm an idiot. That was... What is the other ones? What are plausible?
Plausible.
And
This
what's
is
that?
not plausible.
What is the first one? What is
And,
it? Confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Now we got that out of the way.
All right, I think there is like a nuanced conversation that like we could have about the way violence is used in media today, especially in regards to like the way sex is like so taboo and violence and stuff.
I agree with
Right.
that's the one.
But he
smart
is
thing
not
he
the
said.
messenger
No, he's
that
not.
like we're gonna fucking have that
He said
conversation.
something
with.
about sex, but he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
lumping it in.
Yeah, but
But-
yeah.
It's something. This is not exclusive to Trump, though. This is something that all politicians who don't know anything about video games.
I mean, Hillary
say
had a big
when a
kick
shooting
that she
happens.
hated violent video games
This
too.
is like not new. This is what they all say when something like this happens. It's like media, guns, video games.
It's
like,
almost as if old people need to die. And like I wish the school shooters were it was like a fucking retirement
Like
home
old
shooter or
folks
something
home?
like that. Yeah, I wish that.
but for
Oh, his
politicians,
double pump joke was fucking riveting. God damn. But I make a fucking killing old people joke and we gotta pause.
you're like the fucking mandatory age of euthanization kind of person. Like the fucking.
I don't really believe in that, but like old people suck, dude.
Yeah, they do.
And like we should not, unless they're gonna vote for Democrats, we should not bust them to the polls. Like fucking just die, dude. You are terrible.
That's
Your whole
actually-
generation is bad.
Honestly, if you
like
think about it, that's a good way to kill a bunch of them at once.
in the bus,
Bus bomb.
in the bus, yeah. The like.
Wonderful.
Well, I wanted to name this podcast the first 3 episodes is named the Millennial Gaming Podcast, and we should have just stuck with that because
Yeah.
we are the best generation. These other motherfuckers should die, dude. They suck dick.
Is Gen Z a thing now?
Yeah, they're the like younger.
I'm
Who's
on the
Who
cusp.
are these high schoolers? Are they Gen,
Gen
Z?
Z, yeah.
Fuck, that's
I'm-
cool.
But they get lumped in with us. We're claiming them.
we
I'm
go.
on the
We're
cusp.
all. I'm fuck the
So,
So
boomers.
like I can be either one.
I don't want some of them.
I can be whoever I want.
Fuck the boomers forever.
I'll take a
Oh,
fidget
yeah.
spinner over your fucking draconian
just
abortion
buying one
laws.
off of fucking
I know.
Amazon.
Dude, I got in my fucking Amazon like fucking recently. I got so many gold fidget spinners. Should I buy a gold one or a clear one, David?
I like the metal ones, like
Metal?
the actual metal.
Okay,
ones.
okay, yeah.
Those are cool.
Those are
And
pretty
if you
cool.
throw at people, they hurt.
Not gonna do that. See. This next story here is about System Shock 2's Kickstarter going on hiatus. It
Womp
reads,
womp womp womp.
the upcoming remake of System Shock, kickstarted 2 years ago for over $1.3 million, is now on hiatus thanks to problems with development, the company behind it says. Developer Night Dive Studios, an independent game developer and publisher best known for re-releasing old games on modern platforms, said in a Kickstarter update this afternoon that the team behind this remake plans to reassess development before it returns to the project. CEO Stephen Kick said that the team had
You guys could really call it a Kickstarter.
said that the team had overscoped, envisioning doing more but straying away from core concepts of the original title. There's no timeline for when we'll see this planned overhaul of the classic 1994 first-person action game, but it's looking grim for the Kickstarter backers. Blah, 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 blah. There also, it goes on to say that their System Shock 3 is still being developed by a different studio that is licensing the System Shock license from Night Dive. Yeah. But what do you guys make of this?
Kickstarter suck.
What a bunch of fucking hacks.
Yeah, right.
What a bunch of actual hacks. Like, this makes my blood fucking boil. They were paid to remake System Shock. What do they do instead? They get carried away and they start going, what if we just made this our System Shock? And then before they fucking know it, they've got System Shock Abortion Edition where it's just all these shitty ideas.
What?
Where I was trying to make it like the abortion of System Shock, but I accidentally made it sound like it's the System Shock where you actually abort things. That's not what I meant. But you get, I'm trying to say they had all these ideas that they tried to cram into the game, I assume, and then they were like, we have a game that's like just this shitty hybrid of all of our decent ideas that might not have even been good, and then the original System Shock, and now it doesn't even feel like System Shock. You had one job, which was just to remake System Shock that the fans paid you for, and a lot of money. $1.3 million
to remake a game
that came out in fucking 19...
And then they were like, wait, we have money. Let's just make our own game.
Right! Do that after you've remade System Shock. Then put your little
You
spin.
literally have
even
1.3 million.
yeah, all they had to do was remake this. This would have sold really well, I think.
Yes,
if
it
you would
would
have put it
have.
out on consoles and back on Steam and everything, this would have sold really well enough for you to make.
This
and
might have
have
already
no
been
problem
a
making
success with that kind of money. They might have been able to put it out if they had stuck to their fucking plan
Yeah.
and still had some left over to make their little... They could have had System Shock, our game, and then had their ideas in it, and then people would have been like, hey, they made the remake, let's buy their new IP.
I mean, that's
Or
a
not
lot
new
of
IP,
what ifs.
but
Like,
their-
it's easy to say all that, but like, I don't know.
I feel like this is pretty cut and dry. Like
I don't know.
Kickstarter-
I'm on Aaron. I think I'm on Aaron's side. I think you guys are like way underemphasizing how hard like game development is, and like
The game's already developed.
But like they're still putting work into it. Like,
Well, yeah, you're putting work.
No,
into
I'm
I'm
it,
not
but
saying that they're like.
but it shouldn't cost.
I'm not trying to
Evolve
say if
than
they're just
anything.
going into the console and being like, graphics up, and then just putting it out. Like, I understand.
There's a slider that for some reason 1994 they left
They
down.
just
and
left
they
it down
do
for
it.
modern systems. No, I understand there's like a lot of assets and things that need to be made. I'm not like Black Mesa is still in development. We were talking about that. That's the Half-Life remake. They still haven't finished it. And people are like, that's cool. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
Plus, you're not done with the worst part of the game yet, so people are kind of chill with that. But I know that it takes a lot of work, and $1.3 million is not a lot if your burn rate is like really high. I fucking read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, motherfucker. I know all this shit. But what I'm trying to say is, by garnering goodwill through a faithful remake that looks from this screenshot like it would have been pretty cool, you could have built up an audience for a potential spin-off of your own imagining. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not sure, but what I am saying that they did wrong is take their original promise and then bastardize it with, oh well, we are creative people, we want to do our own thing. That's not what you do in this phase. This is your licensing work. Like, go ahead, Aaron.
No, you're right. I agree, but I feel like that's what this is them apologizing for that and trying to take a step back. But at the same time, this is really vague. Way too vague for $1.3 million. Like, for the money they got, they should have been a lot more clear about their contingency plan, like what they're going to do with the game now that it's a fucking corpse. Like, is somebody going to take
I agree.
To be fair, this is on hiatus. Is this game ever coming out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, just,
That's what I
Yeah.
mean, is this is really vague. It's like we're taking a break to assess, but like, okay, well, what's the plan after that?
What I assume
What are
happened
you
is they
doing
have
with our $1.3
they
million?
have all of the graphics and things ready, but they've not made the System Shock core. They haven't what.
he stole his beer. That's
Oh.
He's literally been waiting to do that the entire time. The whole time he's been sitting here, just keeps going.
I'm being respectful. I'm waiting till it's gone.
But I think that they just don't have the core of the System Shock game there because they probably didn't plan on delivering on that in the first place. But I don't know. That's
Well,
speculation.
I don't think they did.
Do you think that this is a problem because it was a Kickstarter? Like they don't have to take it as seriously. Like they can come up with all of these ideas and start to kind of stray from their original promise because they're not under scrutiny of like some higher
publisher?
Up, yeah,
Yeah,
like a publisher.
I think a publisher in this case would
I
have
don't
been
know.
Just
helpful.
Under
The
people.
focus is what a publisher can bring to the table. and I feel like
That
that's
is
what they-
true, but I just think with most of these Kickstarter things, it's people like just like they're getting like I don't know with the traditional publisher model. I feel like people just like I don't know they get like diamonds in your eyes. What did you say? Your eyes are too wide. Eyes wide shut. Like
What?
you get
Yeah.
you see this big number and you're like we can do the world and and like you just can't. And like I don't think that's like necessarily a bad thing, but like it's happened so many times at this point to where we have to be like, yo, you guys are like fucking this up too much. Like,
It's because the money's in their hands.
Yeah.
With a publisher, they're doing it. They're saying, okay, you guys got to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll make it happen.
Usually the community
These guys,
is enough to keep them honest.
right. But
and with good ones, that's how it happens.
All
Like
I'm-
you're getting constant updates
Yeah.
and stuff like
I'm
that.
This
not saying
was
that
not
like,
like
I
that, I assume.
personally like Kickstarters.
and I can
usually
see
it's just that-
how it would be easy to lose yourself if you've got
Right.
suddenly you have this goal and then you have fucking 3 times that goal. It's like, holy shit, we can do so much
It
more.
happened to Tim
and then
Schafer,
it gets away
and
from
they're a
you.
big studio. It
Yeah.
happened with fucking Broken Age. Their second episode got rushed because they were like, "Oh, we're out of money."
Nah, that game was still good though.
It was fine.
Age was awesome.
It didn't.
I liked
That was good.
People were not
good.
that happy with the end.
I like that ending, and that was the cool documentary too. The documentary was like the best
Yeah.
part of Broken Age. If
was
you
like its
haven't,
own
if you
little-
haven't seen it, like it's fucking awesome, and it's
I
like
have not seen it.
there's a whole documentary about the whole development of the game, and it's like just as illuminating in as Blood, Sweat, and Pixels is, like in how games are made,
That's cool.
and like it's so interesting to see like that. Honestly, like that was better than the game, to be totally honest.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, you should. It's on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
check that out. This next story is about EA
Off.
Play and EA's E3 plan. So basically,
Autoplay
Sorry,
videos are the worst.
Yeah.
all right, but it was muted, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
We're
cool.
fine.
All right, we're good. EA has shared the first details of this year's E3 adjacent event, EA Play, for this year. I added that and I made a mistake. This year's EA Play will take place at the Hollywood Palladium from June 9th to 11th. In a press release, EA promised players who attend will get a chance to play the next Battlefield experience, as well as get an inside look at Anthem. As per usual, EA Sports, Sims 4, and EA's latest mobile games will also be on offer. So none of that is surprising at all.
No.
Where everything about that makes sense. I wanted to talk to you guys about, so I guess this is kind of in tandem with the next story about Burnout Paradise, which finally got which officially was it not official before, or do we not know a
It
release
wasn't
date before?
official.
Okay, well it's official, it's coming March 16th on PS4, Xbox One, PC is coming later this year. It's going to run at 60 FPS, or 4K 60 FPS on the Xbox One, PS4 Pro, and then 1080 60 FPS on the normal systems and also some other stuff like that. But so that in the past, EA has always said we're not about remasters. We're not doing remasters. Remasters aren't us. I'm gonna keep just doing this until you guys stop me. So what in this E3 do we think we're gonna get? I have a list of games where I thought are we gonna? All right. So just to start off with the not remasters, are we gonna get another Titanfall? Titanfall 3 is that?
Not now.
All right.
No.
Are we gonna see their Star Wars game, like the Titanfall team's Star Wars game?
No.
Not
no.
this year.
No.
Are we gonna get anything from Mirror's Edge at all?
I hope
No.
not.
Yeah, hopefully. I think they've pulled the plug on
Yeah.
that.
All right, and then here's the one I actually think has a chance. Is like Star Wars, like Old Republic or something like that.
Getting a remaster?
I
Like,
don't
maybe.
know because they have the MMO, but I would love that. Would be awesome.
All right, and then the other remasters that I don't really think are gonna happen are like SSX.
God, that'd be great.
I don't-
but-
Tricky though.
Why did they not
Fuck.
like announce one last year and then put it out during the Winter Olympics? That just seems like
That
a
would've
missed
been
opportunity.
Fucked up.
I don't know.
You mean like a new one?
Dude.
Or
Tricky.
even a remaster.
But there's like licensing issues.
Oh yeah, that's true because all the music and
But
stuff.
that's not true because they got around it with
It's
Burnout.
one song.
What?
It's fucking.
Don't they talk about
No,
that in
it's
Burnout, though?
it's that one song.
It's one song though.
It's the
There's
one.
one licensed song in the
But
game.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
tricky. Yeah.
Is it? It's the one
Fuck, who's
Blur song, not Blur. Fuck, what are they called? Starts with the B.
Blur.
it? Not Blur.
Vamp for me while I look up their name.
I fucking forget, but I know exactly how it goes, and I know most of the lyrics.
It's called Helicopter. It's Block Party. Is it this one? It's
What?
this song.
That's not in SSX
It's not.
Tricky.
Or it's
You're
not
thinking
this
of
one?
3?
What song am I thinking of? It's not this one.
No. I was thinking about it's trick to rock around to.
Oh,
rock
that's a
around.
fucking Run DMC song.
That's what I thought.
That's what
I didn't want to call it.
Oh, hold on. All right, I gotta figure out which SSX. Is.
You might be talking
Anyway,
about. I think you're talking about.
what are we getting at this EA event?
Mass Effect.
That was Resident
trilogy.
Evil trilogy. I can't believe you didn't.
I mean, those
It
are
was
the
giving
ones
us
that
a
he was
chance.
leaving us some easy ones, you know.
yeah.
He's like dangling the carrot.
You know what we won't get? Dead Space.
Unfortunately, I would like to play Dead Space.
You know what we
1
will
again.
get? Microtransactions.
They're gonna.
Not
They're
confirmed,
gonna
On the
microtransactions
Mass Effect
free.
remake, they're gonna be like, so if you want
You get some loot
games
boxes.
2 and 3,
They originally had microtransactions in them, didn't they?
3 did, yeah.
They'll keep those
They
separate.
made like crazy
Yeah.
money on that. too.
if you buy the season pass, you can play 2 and 3.
And they were fine in 3, honestly. It was like
Continue
loot boxes,
Shepard's
pretty much.
adventure in the downloadable
Well,
content.
that's a lie.
Remember? Yeah. Woo! I think we'll see I think we'll see Mass Effect something. They have to save face after Andromeda.
Yeah, they've got it.
I feel like them putting out Burnout now is them just being like, fuck. Panic, damage control.
What did everybody want?
3?
Burnout? Okay.
Oh, I think you
let's
meant
just
which
do-
Burnout.
Which one can we do quickly? Paradise? 'Cause
Paradise.
it still looks good. No.
Dude, Paradise is so
Yeah.
fucking
And
I'm
it's
so
gonna be
excited.
Paradise City just playing fucking so loud you want to kill yourself every time you turn it on.
Well, let's see. It'll be.
Usually you can get it booted up before the lyrics start, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a race against time, dude.
All right, so the song I was thinking of was Helicopter.
Yes.
And it is in Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero on Tour, FIFA 06, PGR 3, Burnout Revenge, Colin McRae's Dirt 2, Mark Echo's Getting Up,
Man, remember
What
that?
is that?
as well as the movies Yes Man, Charlie St.
How
Cloud,
did you
and Glam
fucking get
Boy.
there?
But I thought about it. I thought about this song.
All right.
That's a quality song. That's a good album.
So not on SSX.
Not on SSX at all. It was on Burnout though, so that kind of
Burnout
works.
3.
There you go.
A couple of EA games, I think,
Yeah.
in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. So that's what we think's gonna happen
Is
with.
anyone else but me interested in Burnout
Drew.
Remastered?
You know I am.
I know Drew
Drew's
is.
mad.
I already
That's a
pre-ordered
given.
it.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
already
I'm
paid
whatever.
for it.
Fucking hype.
I know someone
I've been.
This isn't the one with all the crashes in it, right?
They all have
this is-
crashes.
But it's not the one with like
No, this
the
is
dedicated crash mode, right?
There's a way to turn on it. You press on both sticks and you can like crash.
You do
Flip
the slow
your car
mo
and
thing
shit.
or whatever.
I don't know if it has the damage mode that you're talking. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Where it's
Maybe.
like it causes as much
I remember I
damage
have
as possible.
which one was on PS2?
Burnout 2, Takedown.
All right, then that was the one I liked.
2, I think.
2.
2 and
Paradise
3,
is
3 was on it too.
extreme.
Was it? Maybe it was
quality.
that. But I didn't play one on 360 or PS3.
Okay.
Which
So,
was Paradise.
It was Paradise, so I never played this one. I thought it always didn't have the whatever you call it.
Burnout Paradise, first 360 game I bought.
Was it really?
Yep.
The first 360 game I bought was. Well, I got Fusion Frenzy with my 360.
Well, I
which is
bought
a
it
I got
fucking
Ultimate
fire
Alliance.
game.
I bought
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was another one.
Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh,
You guys remember that
Oh boy.
shitty-ass fucking game?
Oh boy. Well, I can't. It was probably like a fucking sports game.
The Halo killer.
Fusion Frenzy was my shit.
Well, I
though.
bought the X360 a year after it came out. So I got Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and Burnout.
Nice.
Big titles.
This night. Did anybody ever have a red ring?
I did.
Nope.
I didn't have one.
First time I played Borderlands. It was really
Wow.
upsetting because I was really
Heartbreaking.
excited
Is
to
that
play
like a
it.
really bitter experience for you for Borderlands in general?
Yeah, I was just like, I'm really hyped to get back into this, and then I like kind of stopped playing it when I got it back. I was like, it's not the same.
All right, this next story is about Xbox games with gold for March. The following are free in March. That is the end of the story. Trails of the Blood Dragon, which is the weird. Have you guys ever seen this? It's like the Trails or Trials. I'm saying Trails.
Yeah.
Trials game, but it's like in the art style of everything from Far Cry.
Far
Blood
Cry,
Dragon. It's
yeah.
very weird. Super Hot, Brave, the movie, the video game, and Quantum
the
Conundrum.
Wait.
Whatever that is. They're bottom of the barrel fucking 360.
Pretty jelly about Super Hot.
Super Hot, yeah.
That's
That's
cool,
fucking
yeah.
a bummer.
Never played that.
It's not on PS4, is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah,
There's the VR one. I didn't know if the
there's
base
a
game
VR
was on.
mode.
So you
and
can play. You
the-
can play
okay.
any, I think, VR game in standard mode, can't you? Is that not true?
That's not true.
Not a
Super Hot
VR.
has one though.
Oh. Okay. Maybe
But
PC.
yeah, these are cool games. Whatever. Good for them.
Cool game.
Whatever.
Cool games. All right, I'm just gonna run through the Dice Awards happened last night. There's nothing really to note. Zelda won. All right, should I run through them all?
No.
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 Zelda won a bunch of shit.
There's only like 9 fucking awards.
Player Unknowns won something. Role playing game of the year. I think this is an upset. Nier Automata, which is not a role playing.
No.
It's
Not at
very
all.
frustrating.
What were the other ones?
Persona should have won.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. Yeah.
It's like so
Nier is
dumb.
It's an
not
action
RPG.
game.
It's not it has like limited RPG elements. Like by that definition, like Grand Theft Auto is an
It's
RPG.
like calling
It's
Neo
like-
a
yeah,
fucking
it's dumb.
RPG. Get out of here.
Yeah. Cuphead won a few things. Hellblade won, and Horizon won.
What the
one.
fuck is
What?
Mario winning sound design for?
I don't know, man.
Should have been
Well,
fucking.
we could have talked about that.
Hellblade.
Dice
I'm just calling them as I see
I
it.
The
just,
Dice Awards, if you don't know, are like basically the game developers like vote on these. Basically.
Cuphead won these. Should have.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I disagree with some of these, but they seem fine.
But the main story of the night,
I
Drew.
disagree with two things.
What do you disagree
Well, I
with?
don't one's a surprise, one I disagree with. One, I don't think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe should have been...
Yeah, that's fucking
That-
horseshit. That
that
game
shouldn't
came
have
out
been
in
in there.
2014.
Like, I realized that the racing games that came out this year
Oh,
were
yeah.
fantastic, but it shouldn't have been...
Should have
an
been
option.
nominated, yeah.
And then I was really surprised that Snipper Clips won for Family Guy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to
for
see
them.
that.
Cute.
Also, the bigger story of the night though was Nintendo's winning all these awards. They just decided to have this one random
Some
guy
random white guy.
just fucking go accept
Yeah.
all of them, and like he had a card from every Nintendo team, and so he would say like very specific things about them, but he accepted all of them. And then when Nier won for role playing game, which even they didn't think it was gonna win.
Because they didn't show up.
Because they didn't show up, so he accepted that award too. It's fucking so funny. So yeah, he was doing it
Mr.
too.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Next story here is about Death Stranding. Troy Baker and Emily O'Brien are going to be in it. Troy Baker, obviously, he's Joel in The Last of Us. Bunch of other different
Troy
people.
Baker is such a fucking meme.
Why is he a meme?
Getting him in your game is like such a meme.
I
It's
agree.
Such a chunk
There
out
are
of the
too
budget.
many fucking games he's in. Like, just fucking, there
He's
are...
in Echo
How
Arena.
much? And he gets paid probably so
I
much.
mean, if you need
No,
a
he probably
generic
doesn't.
white guy here, yes.
I-
you
But
got
what
I mean,
was
compared
that-
to other voice actors, I mean, he's like a superstar.
No,
in the voice
it's like
acting
him and what's that one chick?
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
He's
if
like a
you get one
selling
of-
point.
There's too
Yeah.
many, like, I feel like the voice acting community, it's very tight-knit, and that's cool, and, like,
Yeah.
and, like, they got fucked
Because
by the
it's
whole...
super unionized.
I mean, no.
It's not. Oh, it's not? I thought
No.
that that's what the whole...
Like, they are unionized, but, like, they fucking lost, basically. It's very shitty.
They probably get scabbed as
Yeah,
fuck.
I mean, yeah, fucking suck a dick.
There's
fucking,
talent out there, I don't know.
Life is Strange fucking
Yeah.
sucks. Because they use scab workers. She's in, her name's Emma O'Brien. She's in Days Gone, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider.
Okay.
I don't really know who she is. But the main thing I wanted to bring is Troy Baker's wearing a To Write Love on Her Arm shirt. Like it's fucking 2010.
Oh my God.
What
I'm
is
like, what
that?
the fuck is that?
Wow.
What is that?
It's
It
like
was like an organization that like
made
a lot
shirts.
of people. Yeah,
It was a very hot topic brand.
It was very hot topic, but they were trying to bring attention to like people that self-harmed.
Yeah, I'm not like shitting on him or anything.
No, it's
but
just
it's just
nobody
very
has talked
funny
about
that he
them since
fucking wore that
2010.
shirt.
I like
So.
Norman Reedus' shirt says "Babes Ride Out."
He's
Yeah.
great.
It's funny.
He's so
I had
good.
I had a Fueled by Ramen shirt, but I didn't know that was a label for like scene-core bands.
Yeah.
I wore it because I thought it was funny. It's like, I eat ramen. I wore that like in college. I was like, oh.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone's like,
What is your
Oh,
biggest
no.
shirt mishap, Aaron? Shirt mishap?
Yeah.
I had one in high school in my freshman year that said, "This is what trouble looks like."
That's a real John Hoss.
It's like for 2-year-olds.
That's like
Yeah, it was
that's
not
like
good.
one of those like a happy monkey, whatever the fuck.
Oh,
The, like,
Life is
monkeys
good.
and-
Life is good. Is that what it is?
No, there was like that like monkey shit, and then there was like the happy bunny too.
I
That
remember
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
Bunny.
That was
Yeah,
edgy.
Happy Bunny was.
My shirt mishap. Since you asked me, I appreciate it.
Will you give me a water, dude?
Think I do.
No, I'm good. I'll get my.
Y'all gear.
Was year out of high school, bought a shirt that said "World's Greatest Father."
World's great. Oh my God! I haven't
and then
thought
I
of
became a
that.
dad.
Yeah.
What a tragedy!
What a curse.
You know,
Curse
what a
shirt.
curse! Don't buy these. Don't buy those shirts.
No,
And
Roman's
I
wonderful.
unironically went to Warped Tour, so I have shirts from that. But,
Remember we got tickets to Warped Tour, David?
For
Oh,
free,
yeah.
and then we couldn't sell them because our teacher
Yeah,
was like,
we
"You
couldn't
can't
sell
do
them,
that." And I was
yeah.
like,
But you remember that time? You probably don't. I'm still hurt by this. There was a time where CJ had tickets to go see Kendrick, and then just,
I invited everyone to go see Kendrick right after Good Kid, Mad City came out.
I
Free.
didn't invite me.
I had mad tickets. It was awesome.
Mad tickets.
Yep. This next story here is not a big one. Sony basically has a browser-based version of PSN now, so you can go like change your like trophies. Go look at. You can't change your trophies. You can look at your trophies, change your profile picture, all that kind of stuff. You can't change your username though.
Not yet.
Soon.
It's coming.
Okay, I believe it when I see it.
listen.
This next story is about I don't know, Cheyenne. You
It's
want to do
not
this
even
story?
a
Do this story.
It's just that at the like I guess the Overwatch League stuff, someone was holding up a sign that said "Let Zen walk" because he just kind of floats with his feet crossed, and so there's a GIF that Play Overwatch added on Twitter where he's just walking around like a real weird clown.
Yeah, it's
it's
very
great.
very uncomfortable.
It's
so
great.
go look at
Fucking
that.
thing
I
does
love
with
it.
fans.
On the Play Overwatch Twitter. It's very uncomfortable. This next story is they're making a Ghostbusters AR game similar to Pokemon Go. This is gonna flop real hard, right?
"Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely."
This is unnecessary.
who the
Oh, the
fuck
last
cares
movie
about
was
it?
such a fucking hit.
When was
Yeah.
the last successful Ghostbusters game?
When was Ghostbusters last successful? In like 1985.
There was a successful
There was a
game in
game
2008.
with Luigi, right? Or...
That's Luigi's Mansion?
Oh,
There's ghosts in that.
Yeah,
Is that where he's
basically
busting
Ghostbusters.
ghosts?
Successful.
All right. Also, PUBG has a new map coming out in May that they are gonna put out, or in July, not May.
Maybe they fix those cheaters.
Yeah,
first.
if they ever fix cheaters. Then this last story we have here is about Fortnite Season 3, which we're excited about. Drew and Cheyenne to a lesser degree. You played it a little bit, but Drew and I play this game for many hours every single day. They have a bunch of quality of life stuff. It now runs at 60 FPS on all consoles.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, they
They
just flipped the
just
switch.
They took that
turned up
slider.
the
They just took the
split it up.
slider. Yeah.
FPS.
They got 1.3 on Kickstarter, and now they're able to do it.
The craziest thing was like when I turned it on, I wouldn't read too much into the patch notes. I'm like, yeah, stuff's gonna still be wrong. No, they went in.
Literally everything is
that was
fixed.
wrong that everyone was bitching about has been fixed in this one update.
Like, building is
Yeah.
perfect now.
Building's good. Pumps are fixed. Like clipping windows are fixed.
You
All
can-
this
you
since
can
this is
build
forever.
You can build anywhere now.
You can
It's
build
just
anywhere.
everything is just better across the board, and they added a bunch of new skins. That
Did
are
you see
really
the
cool.
thing?
New
I
weapons.
didn't know this, but supposedly if someone is caught cheating while playing, it says so. It's
Oh, they
like
get hit with the
struck-
band hammer.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
That's
in the
funny.
in the thing. Yeah, it's just
You should have an
yeah.
animation to go with that.
They just
Actually
like,
an
crush
actual
their
oh
hammer.
light the storm lightning
Or
comes down and
something,
kills them.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be funny as
Yeah,
fuck.
but yeah, they added a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, it's
They're great.
yeah. It
Good
continues.
fucking job.
The
Continues
only
to
bad
be the
thing
game
that's
of service.
still- The only bad thing that still exists is sometimes when you kill someone, it takes a while for you to be able to pick up their like weapons. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But other than that,
And
literally
I've seen
everything
like on the
is
Reddit
fixed,
people
so.
complaining about them getting wins and it not counting, but like that's happened before, and then they get like redone later.
it's still saved on their server.
Yeah, it's
so they
still
just update
saved
it.
That's
somewhere.
weird. Their netcode's so good. It's weird that those kind of issues pop up. I'm sure they'll fix them soon.
Yeah. So that's all the news for this week. I feel like it was a good news block. Guys.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a new segment of the show called "The Story I Saw That Everybody Should Look At." It's
Look
about
at.
it's this really sweet story on Kotaku called "After Finding a Tumor, He's Learning How to Play Video Games Again." This guy played Switch so much that he found out he had a tumor in his hand because his hand started to hurt from playing Switch. And he's like, "This is weird. I feel like this shouldn't be happening."
Huh.
Yeah.
And so they found out he had a tumor, and so he had to get that removed. So now he can only play with one hand. And a bunch of people in like the Able Gamers community and stuff like that have been showing this little adapter for your Joy-Cons that like allows you to play it with one hand.
That's
basically.
super
You can also set it down and like
Yeah,
do
and play
this,
it like this. So I just thought that was a cute little story.
Shout out to the Able Gamers community.
Yeah.
They have really good like reps like Half Coordinated and that guy who was nominated for Trending Gamer. What was his name? Fuck. I
The
forgot.
guy who probably should have won it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that wasn't
Probably.
racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, what? Who
Dr.
won it?
Disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
That's a joke.
I forgot about that. I forgot he won actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. That's super awesome. That's really
That's great.
heartwarming. Have you guys seen a similar kind of thing happened when Monster Hunter was out on 3DS. You had to like claw grip it because you had to be able to use the triggers and both the pads and all the buttons at the same time, so your hands were like this. And some guy played it so much like that one of his hands like he got all this like lactic acid buildup in his
Oh.
thumb and it swole up really big.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, yeah, I don't play Monster Hunter on 3DS anymore. I'm really glad it's on consoles again.
Oh my god.
It's like,
God
oh
damn.
fuck.
To be fair though, the 3DS is like one of the most uncomfortable things
Yeah.
to do
3DS
while
is-
you're playing.
Then that's like the Vita's like not. I don't think it's bad, but it's not great. And then compared to the fucking Switch, it's like
Yeah.
Every
fucking
time I
whole
play
new
something on my
ballgame.
3DS for more than like 2 hours, my fucking these fingers go numb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
This next segment is Drew's segment. This game's out this week.
Which I definitely looked up.
Yeah,
But
Drew told me last week, he's like, we should do this story, man. I'm like, totally, man. Didn't look them up last week, and then this week I just did it.
Oh, here, put on here. Well, I'll mention it after. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought of a game that's out that it kind of.
Is it out this
What is
week?
It came out 2 days ago.
All right, so this is no.
Oh, we're in the
This
future.
comes out
Yeah.
on Monday.
Ah.
These are
still
coming
do that.
out
This is our
this
42nd
week.
episode, and we still.
I'm in the future now.
All right.
What game is that though? We can still talk about
Well,
it.
you
real
did
quick.
say the dice words
Vagante
were yesterday.
Came
so.
out.
Vagante?
Is that the like one boss in Monster Hunter?
Yeah, dude.
There's Gigante.
There is it like that? Yeah.
It's a roguelite.
I can make Monster Hunter jokes. I'll fucking shoot at the hip, man.
It's a roguelite, which it's like the most boring sounding game. It's like a pixelated roguelite side scroller
Got
action game.
kickstarted.
No, it wasn't early access for a long time though. I have not played it, but it came out of early access very abruptly, and I got a notification. I was like, I'm gonna check that out. People really love it. Like there are people
really good.
on the Steam reviews that have like 600 hours, and they're like, this game's fucking incredible.
600 hours? Oh,
Yeah.
after early access. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, it
Yeah.
just came out
And I'm
2
just
days
like,
ago.
any roguelike to have that much replayability.
Impossible.
Yeah, sorry, but no, go ahead, Drew. These
All
are
right, Drew, this is your segment.
What's coming out this week?
It's got the name of the where it's coming at the end.
Dude,
Right.
never has a chair made my ass hurt the way this
Crazy.
is.
Should've
Oh,
sit
you
on a
don't
pillow.
even know.
All
Not that one, that's my
so
pillow.
everybody's
Just pick a different pillow.
Stop it,
Cuddle?
Stop it!
Yeah, when I sleep, I have a down
don't
feather
care.
pillow
dude. Don't
Okay.
that
don't
I
take the-
lay
don't take the-
and hold like this.
That's nice.
And that's the
I
only
do
way I
that
can sleep.
sometimes with my pillow.
My colors
pet,
are
so
all
I
wrong.
feel
That's the only
that's
way.
maroon.
That pillow's red. That's Cheyenne's
I
cuddle.
said orange.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, your turn.
Anyways, yeah. So the highly anticipated Payday 2 coming to Switch.
Sucks.
IGN gave it a 7.8. Said that the
It
biggest-
apparently a bunch of stuff was
What?
not in there from the.
it's missing 2 updates from the PC version, and like party chat is obviously lacking on the Switch. So
Yeah, that must be a big fucking problem.
yeah, considering it's a
Wonder how that works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Puyo Puyo Tetris on PC, which I played that on Switch. I don't know if anyone else played that.
I cannot imagine sitting down at my computer to play that.
Yeah, I would never.
It's like
I
Monster
want to kind of
Trucks.
get it. I love Tetris and like Puyo Puyo is
I
fine.
bought this solely on the Switch when it came out at launch, solely to play Tetris. 'Cause
Tetris
you could,
is so
you could
good.
play like a quick play, and it's like, do you want to play Puyo Puyo or Tetris, or do you want to play the Cross? And I was like, just Tetris.
Tetris is just the
Tetris.
best game.
And then Moss finally coming out for PSVR, and we'll see how that gets reviewed because we
I think it looks
Was it the
real
one with the little
cute.
mouse?
we
Yeah.
talked about it on
Oh.
our Metacritic predictions.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Cute.
we'll see how that goes. And then, see, February 28th, Bridge Constructor for Portal, or Bridge Constructor Portal.
It's a bridge constructor game with just Portal like.
I know what it
assets.
is. I saw it.
It's so weird.
I know.
That was just whoring out their IPs now to everybody.
Yeah, it's.
It's
sad.
making their own stuff, right?
Yeah, fucking presumably.
And
We'll
then
see.
at the start of March we have. Mulaka.
Is this
Mulaka?
I've heard of
yeah,
this.
it looks really cool if you
It
look
looks
it up.
Is this the
Like
one?
it doesn't look really cool. It looks like a generic like indie game, but like I don't know.
It's
It
like a
looks
2D
pretty.
action game, right?
Yeah, no, it's
It's
3D. Yeah, it's 3D.
Oh.
It has this really cool art. It has like a. It's a really cool art style that's overdone at this point.
It's like
Maybe
Native
too.
American.
Low poly?
Yeah,
It's like Native American.
Is it low poly, low
Oh.
texture?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
I called it.
Yeah.
And then something I'm looking forward to is actually Subsurface Circular, because that's the new Mike Bethel game, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Oh,
What
it's only
did,
$6. It's gonna be on Switch first, I would assume. It's
It's been on PC, but
Oh,
it's gonna
oh.
it's gonna be
The
on.
name's not ringing a bell. What did Mike Biffle
He did.
Um,
Thomas Was Alone
Thomas Was
and
Alone. What was
V starts with a V, not VVV.
Oh, this
but,
is the one where the
uh,
this is the talking.
Yeah, that's a game too.
You talk with robots.
Yeah, you're on. Yeah. And
Okay.
man, what's it called? It starts with a V. Fucking motherfucker.
V for Vendetta.
Vagante.
No shit.
Gene.
Vagine.
Yeah.
Vegeta.
Like vagina, but spelled wrong.
Volume.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
driving me crazy. That's the one that's like it's like Metal Gear Solid, kind of. Not really, but like you're sneaking around stuff. So how did you like your new segment, Drew?
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad I looked up all those games.
Yeah.
Had a lot to say
I'm glad you
about
put
it.
in a lot of work to this podcast.
Kind of unrelated, but
And
we
related.
have had
and related.
and related. We have like had no mention of the new. What the fuck is
Metal
that?
Gear
Oh,
Solid.
you're right. The new battle pack for
New battle pack.
The new battle pack for
Are they being serious?
Pocket Tournament
No,
DX.
I'm not.
You can now
What?
play Regislash.
The
and you
fucking
can
the
use
game that's
Mimic.
not The Witcher that's out right now. That's like.
Oh,
Kingdom
Kingdom Come
Come?
Deliverance? Yeah. I
Because
don't
it's
care.
your
How's
gen
that doing?
trash.
Is it actually bad?
I don't
It's
care.
not.
It's like
bad.
hit or
It
miss.
just
on the
doesn't
reviews.
David
run
told me
well.
about the
Some
whole
people
thing
really
with the
like it.
developer. but-
I'm very uninterested in talking about Gamergate people. So like,
It doesn't run well.
Is he a
but
goober
apparently
gamer?
the story's
1000%.
Yeah, I've heard it's like good if you can get past the glitches.
alright. Yeah.
I don't think that's
And, like,
true.
That dude,
crashes.
it's bad.
Oops.
I saw a T-shirt you wore.
It's bad.
That
If you,
t-shirt's
if you
pretty
look
cringe.
in, like he is the fucking worst person in the
Oh,
world.
well, the good thing his game did well.
Huh? Yeah, it's a
It did
bummer.
really well. It sold like almost as much as
I
the
heard it's
original.
like good if
Yeah, we talked about it on the Metacritic before I knew all this stuff, and then like I
Yeah,
haven't
no,
brought it up to
I told you. You're like, I've never heard of that. Is this gonna?
Yeah.
I
You told me it was a Gamergator.
well,
I didn't know that till David.
whatever. It was like
Gamer Gator.
No, you didn't.
It's
That's
just-
you.
it- well-
Not
that affects you playing the game,
1000%.
but it doesn't
Yeah.
affect you to listen to music or watch movies with people that rape people. And
It-
that's okay
what?
because that's art. Because games are art, right?
Dude, what are you
You
talking
want to
about?
fucking go about? I'm just kidding. Anyway, so the next
Oh, you had a
segment.
point. You backed up, you fucking pussy.
I don't like arguing. So
No,
it's
you
just
like
like-
me.
No, I'll-
I'm not saying I'm not a hypocrite, but I mean I try not
Put your
to.
hands up. Put your hands up.
What, you
Like this, fucking nailing you to the ground, bitch.
Drew's on one over
Drew
here.
fucking had his point and then went with a crucifixion joke. That's not a tact a lot of
He
people
started
go
to
with.
back down. He like got up here, then he backed down. Then we encouraged him, then he went up here.
I'm willing to have that conversation. I think that's a conversation we should have at some point. Is like the creator versus.
We have had that fucking conversation.
I know, but it's like so like we need to have like every
Fluid.
week with somebody.
Figure out how our opinions have changed
Yeah.
that week.
But I don't know. I tried not to, but like I'm a hypocrite. You're totally right. Like I didn't see the Disaster Artist, but I'm gonna watch Master on season 3. So like, well,
Dude,
fuck.
speaking of being a hypocrite, I'm back onto The Bachelor. Winter Games is
Christ.
so.
But you're not watching Celebrity Big Brother.
I want to, but I've seen what
I
happens
was
already on
hoping to
Twitter,
go-
so like
I
I
knew
don't know
Aaron
how
was
to
gonna be here. I was really hoping we could just not.
Dude, all right. So let me tell you. All right. So Ross is a fucking rat.
I'm muting
He's
these
a fucking rat.
mics.
I don't like Omarosa, but
What's
she's
going
playing
on
the
with
game.
her?
She's
What's
playing
her
real
deal?
well. She was on the
Did
first.
she say something like race?
Nope. Oh, you sons of fucking bitches. Yeah. So yeah.
So no one can hear us.
Like I was saying.
Nope, we muted him.
But no, I really do want to have that conversation
They're
at some
still
point.
muted.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
Oh, they're not.
No, it's
Blinking-
flashing.
blinking red is
Oh,
mute.
okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's the.
Reader mail.
Other,
All right. This is
readers'
another segment on the podcast called Other Listeners' Mail. This comes from Kotaku Split Screen. He said, "I recently purchased a high-end gaming PC." This is a writer, David from Montreal.
Okay.
He says, "I recently purchased a high-end gaming PC with all the bells and whistles. 4K monitor, 60 FPS, PC Master Race gaming at its fullest. However, after a long day at work, I find the allure of the couch has me coming back to my consoles more often than my technically superior PC. So my question to Jason and Kirk, which are the hosts of Kotaku Split Screen and not us at all,
Yeah, thanks, David, for writing into Kotaku. So
yeah.
we could use this.
is how do you guys use your PC/consoles? Which is better is obviously very subjective, but what is the draw for both of you? So I know us, like basically everybody, like you don't have a PC, but you can play David's PC. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean,
that-
my laptop can run certain games, just not like super new ones.
Yeah, and then Drew, you're getting a PC next week, so I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about. How do we use our PCs and whatnot stuff?
I mean,
What
I
are
was
your-
talking to you about
Just
really
play WoW hardcore, dude. He's gonna
I'm not falling for that shit again. I've called those guys out for fucking abandoning me.
Yeah, you got
many
fucked the
times.
first time, but we still
So,
play. So like,
I-
if you got on,
I play. He
Wow,
doesn't
let me
play.
go sign up for a monthly subscription that I'm not gonna do. So
he raids. Like I don't play.
Yeah.
He'll
you play. You play.
I haven't been.
you playing
play.
games?
You haven't
Yeah.
played.
Only
I've
play
been on
for
every
the
week
podcast.
at least to
I
raid.
get on often.
Yeah,
enough
whenever
to grind
we're
for
doing
rep,
the
and then I get
podcast,
off.
that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only time I play.
Sound like a fun time.
No, I contemplated heavy because like the way I have everything set up for consoles, I have 3 TVs in my living room, and it's like PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And I was like, if I get a desktop, that means I have to lug everything that I want to stream or record over here. I was like, would it be easier to fork out extra money and get a laptop? That's like I'm saying like dedicated video card, like a 1070.
Yeah,
all
but
that
like
shit.
even
Oh, I
then,
know, but then you can't upgrade it. But it was like
Yeah.
it'd be so much easier to just like move my laptop around
Yeah.
versus unplugging my console all the time. But I have like a switch and like a HDMI switch, so like that'll come in handy. But
You get a good laptop though. That's gonna be good enough.
I mean,
for
I
like
had-
10, 15 years.
yeah,
Like,
but I had like that Asus I had upgraded and like it ran games all right for 5
the
I
years.
haven't
thing is,
upgraded
though,
mine since like 2000, and it still works.
the
fine.
the
I'm
modularity.
gonna call bullshit. You've not upgraded it since 2000.
It's been a long fucking time.
2000?
Okay, it's
You were
definitely
6 years old.
Dude, he's still playing fucking
Half-Life 2
Quake
wasn't
2
out.
at 60
It was like
FPS.
2014 the last time I upgraded it, but it was not 2000.
Okay.
That sounds a little bit better. Yeah.
No, it was 2000, dude. I was 6 fucking putting my shit together.
Nice.
But the modularity of a PC desktop is like, because like
Hold on, let me put your glasses up for you real quick. The modularity of a PC desktop.
that's a word I can use, fucker. Like if you had like problems with your keyboard or your mouse or whatever, that's so easy to replace on a desktop. But like I can't imagine having a laptop like if one of your keys busted or if your
I know,
monitor-
there's somebody sprayed Sprite all over.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like that's like putting your huge investment all into one little easy to fuck up package.
Yeah.
I would not only feel safer getting a desktop, but it also would be like easier to upgrade or change in the future.
Yeah. I mean, and ultimately I've come down on getting a desktop, but like I will play more like some desktop, like some Steam games and everything. I mean, there's obviously things out there that are appealing to me. Like even though at this point it's pretty much, I mean, they're still getting people with like PUBG. I could have played it on the Xbox One, but like I'll get it on Steam, and I'd much rather play it on a PC or. Like you get, your Devil Daggers and like all these other things that we've talked about that you play on the PC and stuff.
It's like really funny. I bought a new PC this year, and I've pretty much only been playing shooters that were like games from like the late 1990s,
So
like Dusk and shit.
All you played is Quap.
Quap and fucking like no.
Frog Fraction.
I'd say that like to answer this question that this person didn't ask us. I'd say I'm the closest.
I love this segment, by the way.
It's hilarious.
That's great.
Out of all of us, I'm probably the closest to being like a true 50-50 split between PC and console. And I think that's like the perfect balance. Because I used to go on huge binges of like PC only or console only.
That's what I do.
But now it's like very much like, me and Shane will sit down and she likes to sit next to me and we'll like play games together like Subnautica or Half-Life. But what?
I was making a face because we're cute.
Okay.
Debatable.
But the draw of the PC to me is not the comfort because my chair sucks. Like I do not have the most comfortable.
Dude,
setup.
that's the dude.
I sit on an IKEA chair with a couch pillow.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm like legit about to buy one of the fucking douchey ass Twitch fucking.
I like your
chairs.
thought
Because
really
it's-
hard.
Like I sit in this chair so much, it's fucking, and this is like an okay chair.
Yeah.
Like and like
I would
it's,
literally kill to have this shit.
it's
Yes.
dude, like fucking man.
Yeah, I've been sitting in the same desk chair like that for like 6 years.
I still
And
have
it's not like.
I think I've worn all the
IKEA
padding down to where I'm just
Like I've looked at
sitting-
they're all, like I'm about to say they're only like $100. Like that's a lot of money, but like it's like worth
very
it.
But
the
It's like
Twitch
when they
ones are like 800.
Oh yeah, but like there's ones that are
Okay.
like a little cheaper, but
Okay.
like they don't have all like the Twitch ones like have like pull out fucking leg rests and shit like that. But like
massage your legs,
yeah.
legs so you can keep the blood flowing.
Yeah, stuff like
they
that.
die of fucking embolism.
they fucking they make them like I don't know. I like it's like what they say with your bed. Like you sleep on it so much,
Yeah,
you spend so much.
literally.
Yeah, it's,
So much time.
yeah.
in that chair.
It's like it's maybe worth the investment.
But what I'm like, my point was, I'm not there because it's comfortable. I'm there because I really like the feeling of a mouse and keyboard for shooters, and I found myself very very much into like FPS games on a mouse and keyboard lately. Like Devil Daggers, I keep trying to beat my high scores. That takes a lot of time commitment. I really enjoy Dusk, which is that game I was telling you guys about that emulates like the late 90s shooters. I've just been really into that aesthetic lately. And there's a lot of games on Steam that have come out and are coming out. Like there's Turok, there's Half-Life, there's Max Payne, all those really classic shooters that I never really played because I didn't have a PC when I was growing up.
Right.
And that's just my favorite way to experience it now. But furthermore, you get like the really good PC exclusive indie titles like Subnautica, which I would highly recommend.
Also
that you
on
play.
Xbox,
Isn't it on
but
Xbox?
also
Yeah.
runs like shit.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get it on there?
I did not buy it.
Is that game in early access?
No,
It's
we
out.
talked, we
No,
talked
it-
about
it
this.
was.
I'm afraid of the water.
It's
It's terrifying.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I would like to play my games and not have to sweat.
It's super
Like-
rewarding though, and
Speaking of
it's
sweat, I'm hot as
Yeah,
fuck
we're
right now.
shocked,
really hot.
actually.
but no, Subnautica is fantastic, and then
Left
there's
of the
Divinity
ACD.
2 we could play with
I
Aaron finally.
definitely want to play Divinity.
Divinity's actually really fun.
But see, here's
Did you
where
ever play it again since we?
No. I've literally been
worry,
playing
buddy.
exclusively Monster
Don't
Hunter. That's what I was
worry,
going to
buddy.
say.
If we
It's
want
like-
to talk about Divinity 2, there's a really good episode of the podcast we stole this question from that everybody should go listen to with the creative director of Divinity 2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I read
Jason
some-
really
Yeah.
liked that game, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Game's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that was my point of the things. Like, I'm really bad for picking a game, and I just play it.
I'm the
until
same
done with
way.
it.
I'm the same way though, honestly. But I've been finding myself like it's easier for me, especially now. This year has been fantastic for games.
Yes, but at the same time, it's like a pain in the ass because because I do that, I haven't gotten to anywhere near as many games as I want to.
Right.
Yeah, Fortnite's really fucked me.
Like I actually never finished
stoicness.
Dishonored because of Monster Hunter.
But
Like every time I want to play something new, CJ will text me, "Let's play Fortnite."
Yeah, see, I haven't
and I'm
played
like,
Fortnite yet
"Okay,
because
gotta
of
go
Monster
play Fortnite. You have no choice.
Yep.
But I mean, switching between like Subnautica and a Monster Hunter is easier though because they're so different. Like a lot of PC indies and PC exclusives are not like what you can find on a console. Like Divinity. I mean, Divinity 1 is on console, but I'm not playing those
Really
games.
expensive.
What
Divinity, the first one, original sin.
is it?
Isn't
I
that Divinity?
looked
The
into
second one
buying it to
retails at
try it,
40.
which is still pretty expensive for.
I mean, it's a
like,
fucking huge.
Those games are Kickstarter, right?
It's like higher than AAA quality, and yeah, they are.
yeah. I looked into it. I was like, nah, I'll just get the second one.
Or no, that's Path of Exile. No,
I'm
not Path of
fairly
Exile.
certain-
Pillars of Eternity.
I'm
is
fairly
Kickstarter.
certain they're Kickstarter.
I'm not sure.
Don't know.
But Divinity, I mean, it retailing at 40, let me tell you, is bananas, first of all, because that game is of higher quality and polish than like most AAA games
System
they can put
Shock
out.
too.
And
Or System Shock remake.
the story takes 120 hours if you're trying to do a lot of this. Like it's very replayable. It's kind of expensive, but it's not an indie game. It's like
No, I mean I know it's not an indie game. I just like
not that indie games are worth it.
Playing that feels to me the way playing like Diablo, like the original Diablo and Diablo 2 felt like playing those for the first time when I was a kid. Like playing Divinity felt like that.
It's so
like
overwhelming.
It's
and just
so, but it's so good though.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much to take in, and it feels like
Honestly, like listening to that podcast, like explaining it to me a lot more thoroughly, like made it sound really interesting with all the like the starter character, like in the divergent character path. And
It's
stuff
super-
and every character has their own like
Yeah,
story, and you
yeah.
create your own character that like you kind of make the story. Like it's
And like there was like so like the features you guys probably don't even play, like the multiplayer stuff, where like basically one guy is like can be like a DM for like everybody else. And
Yeah.
stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that.
the
And like there's a whole mode dedicated to that.
Yeah.
And he was like talking to me, he's like, it's this like super expansive mode that like 6% of people play.
yeah.
there's
is
something
still, like,
for
crazy.
everybody. in
like
that
D&D.
game.
Like like
It is
you know,
D&D, but with
Yeah.
that game system. It's fucking cool. I never got into that because even the subreddit and things, they don't talk about that as much. I'm sure there's a lot of time commitment that goes into that, and you gotta think like how many people.
especially if you're gonna be like designing an entire. It's basically some dude like gets the tools to design a game. for people.
It's like if a game like Diablo was turn-based and had an actually good story.
Yeah, it's a CRPG, and we didn't play a lot of those. I never played those growing up, but it's like a like what are the classics like Torment, I think is a CRPG. Fallout, the original two Fallout games, turn-based, super decision-making heavy. Just something that I was never exposed to.
Turn-based in a like really really fun, engaging way, like Fire
Visceral,
Emblem kind
fun,
of like you have
yeah.
to like choose your positioning carefully, and like if you're positioned in a certain type of like ground, I guess is what you would say, like that can affect your combat.
It reminds me of Darkest Dungeon and how well that game handled its turn-based combat, and like how positioning in that game is also really important. But it's like that, but like very much
Does
expanded.
it have the corpses?
It does have corpses, and I'm a
Do
necromancer.
they work the same as in Darkest Dungeon? When
They don't
get in the
block
way?
you.
That shit is annoying.
But I raise them from the dead, and I make them
that's
explode
pretty
on
cool.
people. It's
That's
fucking
nice.
cool as shit. Yeah.
It's like D&D too, in a sense, where you can like think you can see something in the environment and be like, I wonder if I can do that with this.
Usually,
And
you
a
can.
lot of times you can.
Yeah.
They thought of everything.
It's fucking really good, and I'm sure it's getting an expansion, and I'm super hyped. And if it comes to
Is he gonna get a
PS4,
console version?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're working on a Mac version
I
right
would
now.
not play it on a console.
Okay.
We play with controllers because you
Yeah.
have to in local co-op. It actually is incredibly comfortable. It's
Yeah.
the entire game, like the entire UI, is because they made the first game on consoles, but it's all tailor made for a controller. I would almost prefer it sometimes. Like I like playing with a controller.
I'll have to try it because I have not tried it yet, and I think the PC UI is like kind of overwhelming. Like there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, and I mean it helps when you like. I guess it helped that I knew where everything was and how to do everything. But like the controller functionality is like perfect.
It's kind of like a Dark Souls situation where, like, if I didn't have him in my ear telling me, like, okay, click this thing and go here and talk to this guy, like, when I first started playing it, probably would have never picked it up.
I try to like I don't try to Sherpa people through like really like everything, but like I try to strike a balance when I'm playing with new people, and I'm like, so like I'll try to like let Aaron figure something out, and then like I'll be like, hey, why don't we try this thing, even though I know, but I'm like trying to like help someone get their first Divinity
To your
experience.
credit, I think you're really good at doing that in the best way. Like, when we're in combat, you didn't say, like, really anything, but, like, when we're outside of combat and I was, like, I had to fucking struggle through menus and shit, is when you were telling me what to do.
Yeah,
which
it
is
helped
perfect.
because it's all the things I wish I had known.
I want him to tell me
Going in.
exactly what to do in combat.
Right,
like,
so that's
what
the other
should I
problem
be
is I'm
doing?
used to telling her every fucking thing, like
Yeah.
move here, do this, and I'm like, why am I not just playing?
Well, I'm
and you
asking
watch?
your
Because in
advice. I'm
combat,
like,
I want
should
to
do
feel
this?
good by, like, figuring something
Yeah,
out. Like,
yeah.
oh, shit, I can do this and kill this guy by doing
Yeah.
that.
I understand. You have to let people make mistakes. I think is the biggest thing. But yeah, that's Divinity. That's a
Anyway.
fucking thing.
All right, so
Was it Kickstarter?
bad
It was.
PC versus consoles, which was the original.
They both
question.
have their advantages, but console is undoubtedly more comfortable and easy to
Yeah.
use.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a given. I mean, yeah.
cool.
Was it kickstarted?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Fair enough.
This brings us to the what we are playing section. So, has everyone been playing what? Oh my god. Intros are fucking bad this week. What's everybody been playing, David?
Half-Life, the first one. Not
Yeah.
Black Mesa, but I kind of wish that I had gotten Black Mesa now because the first Half-Life has not aged that well. I love it to death. I played it pretty recently.
You said we
My
were gonna
eyes
play
are up
Black
here.
Mesa.
Yeah, I said I wanted to play Black Mesa. It's $20 though, and I was like, it's not done. I did
Isn't
play
there,
it when
like,
it was
a-
free.
a free-
Yeah,
yeah,
I played it when it was
yeah.
free. It's
I did
awesome.
play that.
It's super great. They worked really hard on it. Good for them. That sounded sarcastic. No, really.
There was like a horror game mod from the same people, I think. I don't know if it's the same people, but it's in like the same engine called Cry of Fear.
They made that? Crowbar?
I think so.
Collective? Fuck.
I could be wrong.
You better fact
Yeah,
check
look that up.
I'm not anywhere near 100% sure on that one.
Crowbar Collective made
I
Black
think it's made in the
Mesa.
same engine at the very
It's
least.
made in Source. Everything
Yeah.
was fucking made in Source in like the 2000s.
All right, you guys talk about your
I had a ton of fun playing that game.
That game is awesome.
It's really fucking hard to get to this like chainsaw
We should go
part.
back
It's like
and-
impossible.
and
Yeah,
play
it's a
that.
different developer.
Okay.
I
lied.
Skiller.
That's okay, but Half-Life is incredible. Mostly, I just really wanted to play Half-Life 2, and Cheyenne has never experienced the Half-Life story.
I got
Um,
stuck.
Yeah, so we're going through there, and I'm so fucking excited for her to see Half-Life 2 for the first time. It's like seriously one of my favorite games ever made. That's kind of cliche to
Was
say.
Ravenholm 1 or 2?
1. No, 2. Sorry. Duh.
Yeah. Ravenholm.
1 is just literally
Iconic.
Black Mesa and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fucking alien place that sucks. And it doesn't even have really a story. We could honestly skip it and be fine. But now I feel like I feel compelled
We
to
gotta.
beat the first
It's
one now.
fun to play. I don't know.
It is, but
2
like
is way better though.
Yeah.
you
But
should
it's
go
like
and play
a fun
1
time.
really quick and just move around and like there's just like momentum to your walk, so it feels like you're on fucking soap.
You just kind of like.
Can we talk about the
It's, like,
grenades?
so-
How you were
and the
walking
grenades feel like you're
backwards?
throwing. If you're walking backwards and you throw a grenade, it carries
It
your
goes
momentum and
back.
comes into your face. It's fucking
so
terrible.
stupid.
They're so light. They
And
go.
they just.
I'm just like, this sucks.
It's
But
so
it's a
dumb.
good game. It's well designed, but I'm really excited to play 2. So that's what we've been doing.
Is it 1, 2, or both where the people with head crabs on them like scream in reverse?
That's 2, and the episodes, which are also fantastic. But
Yeah.
yeah, they scream Yaba my icing,
Yeah.
which is like, help me backwards. It's fucking ridiculous.
Cheyenne, you been playing anything else besides that? or just that?
I've been playing Fortnite a little bit since
Yeah.
the new
Do we
update.
want to talk about Fortnite anymore? Or it's great.
It's good.
It's
There
good.
you go.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
good.
I got my first solo win.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was the best feeling
That
I've
was the
ever
best
had.
I also
feeling. You
have
said it was the
one
best
solo.
feeling you ever had, and that you were shaking.
I was literally shaking.
Literally shaking.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was very.
I get it, dude. I get that. I was literally shaking when I broke my Devil Daggers records this week.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool.
Drew, what about you? What have you been playing?
That's Aaron.
All right, Aaron, on to you. What have you been playing? Go, someone talk.
Jesus Christ, dead air, fellas.
You
I
got
know, but he said Aaron. I was gonna talk.
We wanted a pregnant pause.
Pregnant.
I built up a large backlog on my Switch, so I've just been kind of messing around with a bunch of stuff. Splatoon 2. Haven't got to Fire Emblem Warriors yet, but letting you borrow it.
Played that for about 10 minutes. Fun.
Cool.
NBA 2K18 on the Switch.
Was that working? Slow mo, right?
No, it runs pretty well.
Oh.
Actually.
Did they
Uh,
fix it, or was that something else? I'm thinking of WWE.
Yeah,
2K18.
I wouldn't play that.
UFC
anyways.
3 just came out. Are you gonna play it? Knock people out?
I bought
Conor
I bought
McGregor.
UFC 2, but I would not buy
Ka-chow.
UFC 3 right now.
Why that came to my mind.
Bought a new memory card for my Switch. That's not a game, but man,
I overpaid like fuck for mine.
Ooh, how
I
big
needed
is
it like
What'd
that
you get?
day. Like, I had 32 gig. It's not that big.
I have a 64 and a 128, so I filled up the 64 gig, and 30 gigs of my 128 is already filled because fucking NBA is so big.
Yeah. Did you get Bayonetta?
Yep, Bayonetta. I only installed one, and he has my Pro Controller, and I left it here last week. And I really want to play on the Pro
Those games are so
Controller. but
fucking
I'm
good.
still like play it again, but I'm bored.
They're so fucking
I
good.
can't give you the download code, but I can let you play Bayonetta 2.
I hate that like it comes on physical and then 1 is a download.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Mega Man
That's fine. As
Legacy
long as I have at
Collection.
least one box for the.
Legacy Collection 1 card. 2
So
download.
stupid.
To be fair, that is the worst Mega Man games.
What?
The Legacy Collection 2 has. Like,
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
but
you're
also to be fair,
I mean, I'm not like saying that's
what
okay.
is
I'm
this,
just
like
saying
a fucking
like.
massive game.
No, yeah, it's just.
Well, like
four
Azura
Mega games.
Striker Gunvolt. You let me borrow that, and that's on one cart. Both
Yeah.
games.
Mhm.
I'm like, why is this not normal?
Very simple to do.
Fucking
it's just like
stupid.
a menu before you start. It's like, you want to play this one or this
Yep.
one? There it
Too
is.
hard. No, put it on both. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Waste everyone's time. And
Anything you've been playing, Aaron?
Yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter like a lot.
Yeah, you want to talk about Monster Hunter?
where you at now?
I
We high rank boys.
Yeah, I'm definitely in high rank. I'm still like 14 or 15.
Okay.
It's been really fun. I farmed Odogaron like a bunch, which
That's
is
right.
like one of the most frustrating things I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Because fucking Bizzlegis,
Basil. I think it's
Beetlejuice?
actually pronounced Basil Goose. Basil
No,
Goose.
it is not.
Bagel Goose.
We just
is-
call him
Bagel
Basil.
juice?
yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Like you can't say it too many times fast. Or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
Bagel Goose follows me the entire time I'm trying to fight Odogaron. Like literally, no matter where I am, where he spawns, Bagel Shits is
You
always
should
there.
bring dung pods and shoot them
That's
at him.
true.
He will go away.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
not that smart, but next
No, I
time
mean,
I will
that's-
do
Pick
that.
up some
They're
poop.
hard to find.
Yeah, they are.
But that is what they're for.
Pick up some poop, sling
One
it
is
at him,
enough.
he'll run away.
But anyway, Monster Hunter as a whole, I think is super fun. It's incredibly rewarding. Like one of the most fun experiences I've had with the game recently. But like,
you've had problems.
but there,
I'm very excited to
Get
poke
outta
holes
here.
in this fucking
There
game.
are a lot of problems with that game that I think are easy to overlook because it is so rewarding and fun to play. But I think a lot of people are like, it's great. Don't worry about it.
What are your
Such
issues?
as-
Hitboxes are garbage.
That's not true.
They're like bad. And
That's
then
completely like the opposite of true because they're actually really good.
I disagree. There are a lot of,
I don't think you've seen like there have been like some really incredible gifs and stuff people have posted of like near misses constantly. I've never seen a gif like
I would agree
this
that
is
sometimes
bullshit.
it works in your favor, but I think they're still bad.
I don't think so at all.
And then there's a lot of RPG mechanics that I think don't need to exist, like eating
what?
before your missions. Why?
I mean that's like because that's a buff that you can get and you can tailor.
But
to
you
your
can do that
hunt.
with items in the mission
But
as well.
they
So why do I need to
stack.
do that? Like,
Because if I'm going to hunt Kieran and I have a meal that can buff my elemental resistance, I'm gonna take that one.
that to me is the same as having to repair your gear after everything you do in RPGs. Like,
I don't-
it's fucking stupid.
I just think
Durability
it's
is dumb.
I think it's a layer of depth that adds to the core gameplay loop.
I don't like it. The game is the same.
Is like cooking and stuff fun?
There's nothing to it. You choose
You
which
said eating. I just didn't know.
But
Yeah,
why
the
do you need to
cat
do it?
cooks
It's
for
literally
you.
like your health is give to a
Slaves.
point you can't play the game in high
It's
rank
fucked up.
unless you eat.
Well,
Why?
because that's something that it gives you a choice of what kind of buff you want during the mission. Two, you don't actually have to eat. You can use a max potion during the mission to get
That's
your health
what
up.
I'm saying. It's stupid that I have two different ways to do it.
Because eating
But,
gives
like,
you
if
a
I don't do
passive
it, I'm
buff.
fucked.
The whole point of eating is to buff your health and stamina. Is like the passive thing.
Why do I need to do that though every time I fight? something?
Why do you not want more options for when you're going out on a hunt to prepare yourself?
I
I'd
think
rather
he's
the
saying it
options
makes it
be like,
too complicated.
yeah,
too
it's not
over-
an option though. I have to do it or I get fucked.
Like, yeah, and you also have to like try to avoid being like just because you have to do it doesn't mean it's
stupid.
bad.
Yeah,
Fuck, like-
one thing is fun. He's saying, and the other one isn't fun.
But I think that
One
eating
is like part of the game, like dodging the monster. That is the gameplay. Whereas the other one is just you're gonna die faster if you don't do this because.
When he's saying it, the way he's describing it, at least makes it sound like potions in The Witcher
Yeah.
to me.
I never really use those.
I,
Those aren't
that,
mandatory.
I guess so they weren't necessary.
I
If you
didn't
play them
use
on
them
if
either.
you play Witcher on the harder difficulty mode,
I
they're, like,
guess,
more-
yeah. But
And like they're not fun. Like the fucking alchemy system in that game is like not fun. And does
what
not-
I'm saying
I
though
think.
is that
But I have not played this game, so I don't really know.
You
But
don't
I just
have
want to
to, like-
fucking poke and prod. I
You
fucking
don't
hate
have to
Monster
like
Hunter.
make
You've never
the food
fucking played
yourself.
it.
You can pick from like.
And it doesn't do a very
stuff.
good job of explaining
So it's like
itself.
Final Fantasy.
For all of the systems
15.
that there are that it does have tutorials for, awesome.
I agree with that.
But it does not do a good job of explaining itself as a whole.
I agree with that. That's a true point. But I think eating is like, I think it's good because you can. I use it all the time. If I'm like, depending on my weapon, I'll choose a different meal.
Also, weapon sharpening, stupid.
No, that's
'Cause
like
if you
such
have
a
to- if you
core
use the gun
balancing
lance,
mechanic.
You have to balance ammo and reloading and sharpening
But
your
then
weapon.
if you use the bow,
What
you don't
ammo?
have to sharpen. So there's.
You
like,
have you have to reload the fucking lance every
So
time.
it's not ammo and reloading. You have to reload.
Okay, so you have to balance reloading and
And
sharpening.
sharpness. Okay, congrats.
That's-
You also do more damage than the lance. That's it's a trade-off.
I guess.
Sharpness is there to
Why is
balance the
sharpening a
game.
thing at all?
Because it's there to balance. Because like a
Balance
great sword.
what? It just forces you to run into a corner and jerk off your sword.
Because
for a
Well,
second.
things-
it gives you time to do it.
Because if a dual blade user could sit there and hammer the monster's face for fucking ever and never have to sharpen, they would do more damage than a great sword who's using
Okay,
less
fun
sharpness.
fact about that: with the right gear set, you can do that. You literally, when you sharpen your weapon with the Oda Garon set, it makes
Cool,
it so
but
you
you're
don't
also
have to sharpen for
you're
a
also
certain amount of time.
trading
Yeah.
other buffs for that sharpness bonus, so that is also a balancing act. Because
I-
that passive
makes
bonus is like you're giving up like
Yeah,
earplugs.
you could-
That sounds like kind of fun, like a systems. Maybe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, 'cause you have
super
to choose,
complex,
like-
and I love that. If it didn't have that kind of depth, if it didn't have eating and these like crazy systems that like might seem unfun.
No, I agree with like the armor, like the different effects that armors give you and stuff. I do not agree with eating. Like that does not make sense. All it does is give you health and stamina. The other buffs are negligible and
No,
barely
they
make a
aren't
difference.
though.
You
An
do not
attack
notice
up-
them.
Bro, you fucking.
The
do
only
though.
one you
I have
notice is, like,
200
feline
fucking
insurance.
hours. That is not true at all. You should go and fight a fucking
300
tempered
in
Kieran
Fortnite.
without elemental resist and tell me how you
Okay,
fucking do
right
it.
now in the fucking 50, 60
You're
hours
in the
I put in
fucking
the game,
how
they do not make a difference.
How far are you into high rank though? Is what I'm asking.
I just told you, 50, 60 hours into the game, the fucking food buffs do not make a difference.
In low rank, nothing fucking makes it.
Then why the fuck is it in the game?
Because that's the tutorial.
It's like gatekeeping the fucking mechanics. Unless you get to a certain point in the game, none of this shit matters. Like, why is that a thing?
Because eating incurs buffs that are more powerful than a lot of the shit that you find on gear. Like, attack up medium from a meat meal is so important for greatsword users because they don't have to rely on defense because they're dodging so much. Like, if I'm choosing a greatsword, I'll go for an attack up. If I'm choosing a lance, I'll go for a defense up. Like,
But that to me
changes
is even worse because, like, say you want to be a greatsword user, why, if it's so important for these greatsword users to have this buff, why is that not just part of the fucking greatsword? Like, why is that not a buff you can apply to the sword
Because it adds
and have it be there?
depth and
You have to do
choice to
that.
the game.
It doesn't, though, because you're going to do
It
the same thing
literally
every single time you go in.
though.
So wait, hold on, wait. But you were saying like it doesn't in the earlier stages of the game. None of this matters.
I'm not saying you
It
have
adds
to.
nothing.
matters.
It's a thing you
It
have
does.
to do
That was a
before you
hyper-
go in.
That was a hyperbole. I mean, you want to eat before everything, even in low rank, because it makes it easier.
It adds health and stamina, which you should have anyway.
Jesus Christ. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying you have to choose attack up if you're using like a lance. You have a choice, and that's what I'm saying makes it good. Because if I'm fighting an elemental monster, I have the choice. I have the choice of, do I want an elemental resist up meal to make it easier for me to not die, or do I want to go ahead and take that attack up meal so that I can do more damage and
But
maybe
does
down it
everyone make that
faster?
choice, or does everyone
Yes.
just choose chef choice
Yes.
because it gives you full health, full stamina with
No,
random
No,
buffs?
I
that
because
you
there's a
don't have to
I
worry
mean-
about?
There's a reason
We had a
max
conversation
portions-
about this. I made a point to ask you, and you both
Yeah,
said
half the
chef
time I
choice.
do.
Because we were in low rank.
Yeah.
That was
You
why.
weren't though, because you guys are
Alright,
both
but-
way ahead of me.
The thing I'm
No.
saying about
I
so in,
intentionally made a point to ask you both.
you're very heated. In low rank, you're like not using this mechanic as much, I assume.
You don't have
You
to
use
like
it.
be as mindful of it because
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's a problem. Like a lot of like RPGs and stuff run into is where they give you this mechanic that's not important like very early on,
Yes.
and for the first 20 or so hours of the game, you don't learn how to use it,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the game starts to get hard, oh, this thing is super important now.
The game incentivizes you to use the canteen and to eat every mission, but it doesn't make a point of
it doesn't
really.
incentivize you. You have to do it, or you're
You
gonna get
don't.
fucked.
You don't have to do it.
You
in
do.
low rank.
Your health is like this if you
In
don't.
low rank, you're
it's
getting
like
hit
this
for
if you
so
do.
little
Well,
that you could get by
you
with
get
never
upgrades, so in the beginning it's like
There's a dick
this
joke
much of a
there.
difference to like, yes.
Like, it's the game is always kind of being like, hey, you should do this. It's like in low rank, you don't have to do it. You could go in every mission without eating. Ask anybody who has played the game.
All right,
It's
see
not
that's
a-
what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's at that point. It's doing a bad job of teaching you this mechanic like early on when
Sure.
you're trying to learn different things.
The game's tutorials are not good. That's not what.
All right, I'm just.
You
No,
are
that's not even a
correct.
tutorial. That's like game design. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that was one of my arguments is that it does not do a good job of
It
teaching
doesn't,
people.
and you're right. But I'm saying that the canteen is more player choice and more preparation for the hunt, which I think is a lot of fun. I think choosing the items and going to the canteen are like, that's fun to me.
I agree that choosing items and choosing buffs is good. Things that you can do in the mission, the canteen is unnecessary and ridiculous. Like,
But it
why
aff-
do that?
it
so it's
affects-
basically like a preemptive like thing.
Yeah,
it's like a
for you.
buff that you choose.
You can do it once you
It's
get
like
to the
why
mission,
have
too.
buffs in
But
any
you got
game?
the same buffs in the mission. It's literally just all it does.
He's
is
saying
change-
it's like an extra step.
all it does is change your health and stamina.
Okay,
That's
so
all it does.
why?
Haven't
That's
played
not
this game at all.
true.
Just
First of all, and I've
joking.
said that 1,000 times. It doesn't. It gives you buffs.
You can give yourself the same fucking buffs in the mission.
Guess what?
though,
They
with
stack,
items.
motherfucker. Hunting
Yeah,
horn
but he's
buffs.
saying like generally you shouldn't like this. This is an extra step. That's
I'm saying you shouldn't
unnecessary.
need that step. If it wasn't there at all, it would be the same fucking game.
like. So you're like in a game like Persona 5 where you can buff your party. Why not just have those buffs be applied all the time? Why do I need to apply them?
I just said that if you literally eliminate the canteen, you still have to apply the buffs with the items.
You don't buff the
But
party before
when you
you get
use
to fighting
like
persona.
items like the demon drug, which gives
Well,
you an
you know, you
attack
only
up,
pick
they
20
don't
out,
last
bitch.
as long as the candy.
No, they're
Thing I
temporary,
told
and
you
to
guys
me
about?
that is more
I'm
fun
on
because you have to
Palace
use them
5.
like
secretly
strategically in
really?
combat.
Yeah.
Then fucking let me go eat some shit and watch a cat cutscene, and then I'll go play.
Or you can just skip it with the
I mean, the
start
cat
button.
cutscene though,
The cat
Very
cutscene is
cute.
pretty
Very
good.
cute.
very cute.
What is
I
the
just-
cat? Cut,
They
do
cooked
do a
the
dramatic one act
Also,
play of the cat
disclaimer:
cutscene.
I love this game. I love the like.
I know.
It is-
That's your argument just makes no fucking
It
sense. to
doesn't.
me.
It makes perfect sense.
It's just gameplay depth that is there and adds player choice, and like I don't
That's
know why
not
that's
depth.
a bad
It's
thing.
unnecessary.
It absolutely
my
is
argument.
depth, and I've explained why it is.
You didn't though.
I did though because I gave you trade-offs of why some buffs are better than
And
others
I
in
told
certain
you why
scenarios.
it's unnecessary, and you're just ignoring it. Like literally, like all I'm saying is if that was not there, the game would be exactly the same as it is.
So why not just make a flat damage rate for everything and not have any defensive bonuses
Not
at all?
what I said. You're
Well,
like,
if they're not
it's-
there,
if
then
it's
it's
not one extreme,
unnecessary.
it's the other, dude. Like fucking fuck it. Well, we're done.
I just don't understand your argument. I
guess-
really
I
just
guess
don't.
Not, dude.
It just makes no fucking sense to me because these buffs are all like interchangeable and like the buffs that you're getting from eating are not like. They're not overlapping really with the they stack with the buffs that you can give yourself in the field. So you can go all in on
I
one,
agree.
or you
That
can
makes
switch
sense.
them
You're
up.
right. They
That's
stack.
depth.
But
I don't.
eliminate that. Make your fucking health and stamina like a set amount, or you buff it in the field. Still unnecessary, and you still have the same buffs.
You're like stuck on the health and stamina thing, and the canteen is like that's not its only
That's like
function.
your stuff.
You keep saying the canteen. I keep thinking of the cantina scene in Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you played a game?
Yeah, I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh.
I just said that.
How is it? Did you play it originally?
No, I never played it before. This
Okay,
is the first time I've
neither
ever
have I,
played
so-
Shadow of the Colossus in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I like these games. Like I didn't like
Last Guardian?
Last Guardian, and I think this is better than the Last Guardian. Point, like, full stop.
Yeah.
And like this game is like, as I was playing it, I can see so much of like games I have played, like in the PS3 and this current gen, that are so much influenced, or that are like very influenced by this game. And like it's hard to understate how much that's true. And then I feel like for about 75% of the game, it's fucking rad. It's like really cool. Like the score is fucking incredible. I don't know if it was originally like that in the first game, but it's incredible. And like I would say, and the story is like, at first I was a little like ambivalent to the story and like whatever, but like by the end of the game, like the story actually has a really good payoff that I found really interesting, and like it leaves a lot of like narrative questions open and like some cool stuff to like chew on and ponder. Then like I would say about 60% of the Colossi are fucking awesome. They're like really cool fights. With like, they all have their own like separate little like mechanics. There's no like copy paste like bosses basically. I would say the whole game. And like then they start. I think the ramp up is very good.
Yeah.
And like it starts you off with like the basic, like the guy pounds on it, grab on his hand, like, and then go up him, like basically to the end where there's like one you're fighting like. There's geysers all over, and like you have to get them to get on the geyser and then tip over.
The fucking turtle.
Like and stuff like that. Stuff's really cool. And like there's one that's like a dragon that you have to shoot to lower down, and then you ride up on him on your horse, and then like you jump onto his wing, and it's like really cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then like 20% of them are just fucking. Oh my god, are they fucking just like? There's one. Every water one is bad.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you're scared of water. You're not gonna play Subnautica. Don't play the fucking Shadow of the Colossus. Not because you're scared of it, because it's just fucking the water is just. Every time I had to go into the water, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm turning on a podcast and fucking just tuning this shit out." Because it's like there's one that like the mechanic to defeat him is you have to get his attention. And then he's like all in the like basically his like top part is out of the water. And you have to swim under his armpit to fucking like go behind him and crawl up him. And whenever you go under the armpit, the camera just loses its mind. And it took me, I kid you not, like 5 or 6 times where I would go under his armpit and then swim right back out. Go under his armpit, swim right back out. And then like once you get under his armpit, you have to go to a platform, it breaks that platform, and you have to do it all over again. And I was like, alright, let's do the other armpit this time. It'll be easier over there. Swim in, swim right back out. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is it felt like such a PS2 thing. And then the fucking horse. People love this horse. I was reading about online, people were like, aggro's fucking, man, the fan art with aggro, and it's the fucking horse can suck a fucking dick in this game, dude. It's so, like, it made me want to play Red Dead Redemption so bad, like, how bad this horse is. To start, you don't control the horse with the analog stick. You just point the horse where to go and press triangle, and then it goes that way.
Oh, no.
And it's just, I'm like, so I'm like, oh, this is a bad start. And then, so there'll be areas where it's like a vast desert, or a vast, like, plains area that you can go out into, and like the camera kind of pulls back and the horse goes onto the lower there, and it looks super cinematic when you're riding and you're going really fast. And then you'll be in a fucking forest, and it'll just do that too. So it's like this, and there's like 50 bushes and trees in my way, so I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
No.
Like there were parts where it was like a long path where I was supposed to be on the horse, and I just get off and just walk, and like you follow me when you fucking come, Roach. You fucking it's like it's oh my god, the horse ride. And like Cheyenne's playing The Witcher right now. She just finished it, and I was like watching her play, and I'm like, I fucking envy your horse mechanics so bad.
See, I thought Roach was bad.
I fucking hate the horse. It's so, and like it does like it like when you go over a bridge, it like will auto like go like where you want, so you don't have to like control it with the stick the whole time and like point it where you want. But like it's not good enough to where it's, but that's basically what I would say for all of it. It's like the camera just fucking lets it down so much. And it's just so hard to accept that this is a game I should be playing right now when I have so many.
I don't think it's for people. I don't feel obligated to play it.
I think you should play it. I think everybody should play it, to be totally honest. Like,
Okay.
I'm shitting on it right there, but like I'm gonna say 75% of it I enjoyed.
Okay.
And I dropped it down to easy after like the 4th Colossus. Because I was like, I don't want to fucking die because the camera fucked up and it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like, I was just tired of that. So like, and it's not that long either. It's like 6 hours. I beat it.
Okay.
So it's not like crazy. And I really think the story pays off in the end. Like, it's totally worth it.
God, just Last Guardian was so fucking bad.
It's not. Honestly, it's not as bad as Last Guardian. Aggro is like fucking Trico though,
Oh,
and like the people made that case like in Last Guardian where they're like, yeah, it's a mechanic. Like at the beginning, he's not listening to you
shut
because
the
you're.
fuck
Yeah,
up.
and I'm like, motherfucker, I don't care if that's a mechanic. It's a bad mechanic. It's just terrible. When I play a game and I'm controlling something, I want to be able to control it.
Yeah.
That is the point. And it's just But overall, it's Shadow of the Colossus. I see so many other games in it though. Like, it's incredible. Like, Bloodborne is in it. Like, fucking, I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I had a whole list.
Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda's definitely in it.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild's definitely in it. Like, so many games, and, like, the open world nature of it is, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's that.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. That brings us to the last segment of the show, right? That's what I brought up. Yeah, all right. Which is what we are planning on playing this week. So, Drew, what have you been planning on playing?
Come back to me because I actually had
All right.
something I can't remember.
David.
Darkest Dungeon on Switch.
Lego City Undercover.
That's right. Possibly.
That was me making funny.
You playing that?
No.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Playing
No.
that now? Multiplayer.
Possibly Vagante. Hopefully Vermintide 2. Hopefully I'll get a beta key. I really fucking want to play that game.
Yeah.
So.
Word. Cheyenne.
I hope to play some more Fortnite. I don't really have any other games I want to play.
Nothing's stopping you.
Well, you play with We're gonna be doing streams all week. This new fucking update.
I'm not waking
We're
up
just,
at 7 a.m.
Dude, wake up at 7 a.m. Do the streams with us.
Absolutely
They're so
not.
much fun. They're Drew and Chucky in the morning, dude. It's fun.
Drew and Chucky.
I'm gonna try to play Red String Club. I've been saying this for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, I want to check that out. Too.
I keep meaning to do it. This is when we were talking about the PC. I just like it's on my PC and I just don't want to do it. Kind of situation. And it's like not even that long of a game. It's like 3 or 4 hours.
Really?
So
That's it?
Yeah. Aaron, what are you planning on playing?
I'm gonna play Fire Emblem Warriors, and then I'm gonna finish Death of the Outsider.
Yeah.
And then play WoW probably.
How the fuck are you still playing that DLC?
I never finished it. I stopped playing it.
Oh,
Monster.
that's
How
right.
far did you get into it?
Pretty close to the end, I think. Like when you go to like mines or whatever.
That's literally the last level.
All right, so that's what
Yeah.
It's like really terrible because in WoW, like I kind of have fallen out of it because of Monster Hunter and stuff. So when I came back, I wanted to be like a casual raider in this guild I came into, and I was like, they probably got a raid team and they'll just have me in as like a sub, right? Came in, not to toot my own horn,
Humble
literally,
brag coming up.
literally, no, just a brag. Like I'm literally top heels by a large margin in this guild. Like they actually cannot raid unless I am there. So they will text me and be like, hey, raid tonight? I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot. I'm like, you guys cool? Like, we can't do it if you're not here. I was like, there's like 20 people that just depend on me to come and fucking heal them now. And I'm like, fuck, this is the opposite. We're doing heroic now. I didn't even want to do, I wanted to do normal.
Dave M,
I'm
right?
Dave, right? So I'm just like,
Dude,
fuck.
all right, hold on. You should tell them. I want to be David, or
How
I'm
did they
done.
get your cell phone?
It's on
I'm
Discord.
the first.
So
You
they have
wanna?
it on Discord.
Is there a David? Is he like hard?
There's
There's
a
like 6
David
Davids.
and a David M, and so I have to be Dave M.
Dude, no, you should.
And there's a Dave.
You,
so I have
I'm
to be
telling you,
David.
just fucking kick him. Like
I'm
that would be
David.
hilarious.
I'm David
if
and
you
I
told
walk.
them that.
The fucked up thing is I probably could and they would do it because they're in a very desperate spot right now. But the thing is I really like raiding with them and we do make pretty good progress. We're like 4 or 5 out of whatever 13 in
Loki
heroic.
hope one of them ends up watching this by accident.
Do you want to
That'd
tell?
be
Do you want
funny.
to tell people your guild if they
They're
enjoy?
nice people.
No, they're all very cool.
They
I
kicked
really
me out
do.
because I stopped playing.
Yeah, they just auto kick you, I think.
It's fine.
But our
Well, they
healers
probably
are
kicked me
all.
then.
I only heal with one other person now. It used to be 2, and there
I'm
was
in
a
the same
druid and a
guild.
priest. But I mean, I've been healing for like
What did you
7
say?
years.
Did you say Judas Priest?
A druid and a priest.
Dude, I tuned out for a second to read the email, and you're right.
Wait,
Yeah,
you said
we.
you're playing a druid?
No. I'm playing a paladin,
Oh.
holy paladin, and then we have a druid healer and a priest healer. And
Are
I
they
it's
really
just,
that bad? Because like
No,
I
they're
could
not
come out
bad
my
at all.
druid and
They're
be-
not bad at all. They're very like good, and I'm not.
You're
better.
better.
No, I'm not better because I'm
Just say it.
skillfully better.
Dave M.
I'm better because I have played probably healing for fuck. I played a resto shaman for like 6 years.
Because I was good enough to do like base heroics.
You would be fine. Like you could come
I
in
want
and
to
heal.
beat their resto druid and then just not play again.
You could come in and heal. It's not a thing.
They call you Aaron. W.
I
We
made the
actually-
Retro Druid at the beginning of Legion.
We actually had a carry last night because we were gonna go just normal because we were running out of time. We went through the whole thing in like an hour and a half. We just burned through it. You could just get carried.
What
like,
was the first Emerald Nightmare? Emerald Nightmare.
yeah.
They had another
Why are you looking at
Cheyenne.
me,
I
man?
was not the
What was
first.
the
You were
first raid
Cheyenne
called?
L?
C.
C? Fuck, goddamn.
I was like, wait, what's my last name?
My Demon Hunter's in that guild. They probably kicked
You
it. by
probably
now.
can just I don't think they have. You can probably just come back and fucking raid.
What about the auto kick thing? Why'd they kick Cheyenne then?
Oh, I think it
I
did
don't
kick
play
her.
it.
Hypocrites. I'm getting.
I think you might
I
still
ain't
be in
winning.
there. I mean, if you're not, just
Will they let
fucking-
me tank you? Can I come in vengeance and just?
No,
fucking-
we have two very good
Yeah.
tanks.
Oh, that shit.
They're both. It's a guy and his.
huntress.
No,
Can I
the
be-
tank is who I'm really good friends with, and he's the reason that I still would come because he's
Loki
really cool.
want to tank the next expansion.
They have what's her name? Fuck, this joke is not going anywhere from the Overwatch League. God damn it.
Oh,
I can't remember her name. She
Chloe
was
Kim.
Zarya player.
Yeah, Chloe
The
Kim.
only. Oh, wait, what?
She's the female snowboarder.
I was like, what are you talking about?
We're on another level. You gotta keep up, Cheyenne.
I don't know.
I was
You
like,
see that,
there's only
video
one
from
female
Shaun
player,
White,
and that
like
is not
before he
her.
was 21, talking about like.
Yeah, videos are.
Talking about Mountain Dews, baby.
I'm talking about Mountain Dew, baby.
Have you seen this? He's on Nancy Grace, and he's kind of a piece of shit. So I don't know why we're hyping up Shaun White. But
Oh, this comes back to art.
What does Shaun White do?
he's like a
something.
fucking creep. He's like sending like this random girl in his band like crazy like dick pics.
Crazy dick pics, like
Crazy dick pics and like
You want a dick pic?
scatophilia
Dick
fucking
pic?
porn and shit.
All right.
But he fucking when he was like 19, like he was on Nancy Grace. He's like, yeah, it was awesome. And when we came back, we were on the airplane. I was getting free food. Everybody was passing me free drinks. It was awesome. And she was like, "You're not drinks. You're 19." He's like, "Talking about Mountain Dews, baby." It's really good. But he's a piece of shit. But maybe he wasn't doing it back then. So is it okay then if he wasn't? I
I
don't
don't
know.
fucking know. He won a gold medal, dude. Good for
I don't know. Anyway, Drew, what have you been playing? What are you planning on playing?
Rainbow Six.
Oh, okay, word.
Oh, dude, you playing that on
We didn't
PC?
talk about the microtransactions now. Do you care?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna play it back on PS4.
Fucker.
Didn't
Well,
talk about no confirm,
if it's-
confirm no microtransactions in
Dude,
Burnout.
Outbreak actually looks kind of dope, though. They're adding a PvE zombie mode.
Yeah,
to
I've been
Rainbow Six.
watching just people that like had a chance to play it, and they said it reminds me of like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
And it's like Left 4 Dead 3.
It looks
So,
dope, though. Like,
is it on sale on PC often? Because I don't want to pay
Yeah.
$60 for the same game.
it's like 40 now, but it goes down. I think I got it for 20. Don't buy the starter edition. That's
Do
a
they
scam.
have the deal with the microphone? Like I know Ubisoft does those.
I mean, yeah, for Assassin's Creed.
Oh, the first
there's
Assassin's
three
Creed. I just
games.
knew Ubisoft
Watch
did
Dogs
those.
2 still. That's still a thing.
It goes on.
Watch
separate.
Dogs 2, good game.
Good game.
I
Watch
played
Dogs 2 better. Nah, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say
Better
it's a
than
better.
Watch Dogs
No,
1.
I was gonna say it's better than Shadow of the Colossus.
You know what game was good? Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs was good.
Oh, yeah.
That
Code for
developer
that.
went out of business.
I got a code for that on PC. I should
The
play.
game was awesome.
I'm very
Anyway.
excited. I think the thing that I'm most excited about for PC gaming is I can finally buy all the Humble Bundles again for all the
Yeah.
shit that I missed.
Yeah,
some of these,
well, you're
are, like,
there,
good
'cause,
that
like-
I've been missing for so many years, and like there's like, hey, pay $15 and you
Get
can
all of them.
You get
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
see,
of them.
everybody I know is like,
Games.
I fucking already have all these fucking games.
Right, but I don't. So
Right.
I'm like, for $15,
I can recommend you
get
some
30
really good
games.
cheap ass games that are like.
And then what about
solid.
what's the other one? Green Man Gaming. or
Yeah,
something?
Green
Yeah.
Man. I mean, you go down the rabbit hole and go to
Good
like,
old
Yeah,
games.
good old games or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't
I
go
bought
to-
what's it called off Green Man Gaming for like $10. Dragon's Dogma on
Oh yeah,
PS4.
that fucked up. It was $10.
Did you ever play that?
Nope.
Game's
Just sitting there.
Weird.
Is it code?
It's bad, but I love
Yeah, it
it.
was a code. Yeah. So that's our podcast. This has been the Current Game Podcast, episode 42. My name is Charles Wade. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Tilla. Drew, where can everybody find you?
On Twitter at Pops.
Aaron?
Twitter at Aaron M. Weeks.
Cheyenne?
Poop flowers.
Why did you laugh?
Because you didn't look at me. You're like, Cheyenne?
I was talking like a Dragon Ball villain. David, I used to do that to my pause. I used to do that when I used to watch Dragon Ball Z all the time. I would talk to my mom but not look at her, trying to be like fucking
That's awful.
Cell or something.
That's pretty funny.
I used to, and she'd say it to all her friends all the time. He's like, he talks to me but I can't hear him all the time. David, what's your word?
my guy Dave. on
And you can
Twitter.
find us the podcast on Twitter at Current Gaming Pod or Current Game
Kermit
Pod.
Gaming.
On Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter. I changed the Twitter name.
Can we change it to Kermit
If you
Gaming?
guys
dude?
could change.
You have like an underscore in there. I was like, no.
I didn't. I was told to just do it.
Current
I also
game.
can't control who he follows. Dude.
Oh my god.
Do I follow what I like? I like one of his tweets.
He liked
today.
one of my tweets from it too.
Yeah.
Current Games Pod on Twitter, so follow us there.
And
And
sick titty thumbnail.
yeah,
like-
sick titty thumbnails. Peace.